I'll start with the presentation, and there is going to be enough time for you to have any questions, want to seek any clarifications. For this particular purpose, we have taken only 50% of Asian PPG sales. See, what is Asian PPG? Asian PPG is a 50-50 joint venture between Asian Paints and PPG of USA. PPG of USA is the second largest automotive coatings manufacturer in the world. And when I say the 77.7% sales are within India, most of it comes from the decorative paints. And decorative paints technology has been totally of indigenous sources. Asian Paints has a very strong R&D laboratory right from inception. We never had any elder brother from abroad to hold our hands when it comes to development and formulation of house paints. And we have been totally self-sufficient in terms of technology when it comes to house paint sector. But when it comes to the industrial coatings, and more particularly in industrial coating, the single largest segment is automotive coatings. And in automotive coatings, there is so much of globalization. And since all these automotive plants, any part of the world that they are set up, they are highly capital intensive. And more particularly, even paint shops are very, very capital intensive. So when these people go and set up shops anywhere in the world, they want the same paints what they have been accustomed to, the plant from where they have sourced their technology. Even if you have paints better than what they are using, they will not touch your paints because there is so much of globalization, because some of the cars what they manufacture in India are meant only for India, but they also export. And when they export their vehicles, they cannot afford to have any differentiation in terms of look, in terms of corrosion protection, in terms of the overall coatings properties, what they deliver to the cars that they export out of India. Giving typically an example like Hyundai. Hyundai export a lot of cars from their plants in Chennai. And they want those cars to have the same performance when they export outside of India as the cars manufactured in Korea. And that is why it is very important that in automotive coatings you must have a tie-up. And until unless you have a tie-up, you just cannot succeed. And this is the reason why in automotive coatings today the single largest car manufacturer being Maruti. And Maruti parent company being Suzuki, and Suzuki having a strong technical and commercial relationship with Kansai Paints. Whoever has a tie-up with Kansai is the biggest supplier to Maruti. And today you know the company like Goodla's Narolek is owned by almost 66-67% equity in the hands of Kansai. So today Goodla's Narolek happens to be the largest automotive coatings manufacturer in India, though they are number 2, which I will come to in a short while. Talking about the total size of the European market, it is estimated to be about rupees 82 billion, 8,200 crores. Unorganized sector controls around 35% of the paint market. Decorative to industrial coatings ratio value-wise is about 70 to 30. Exterior coatings for the houses is the fastest growing segment in decorative coatings. And automotive coatings is the fastest growing segment in the industrial coatings. When I talk of industrial coatings, I mean not only for automobiles, I also mean for two-wheelers. I also mean for commercial vehicles, tractors and farm equipments. Anything that is mobile moving on the roads, I would call them as automotive coatings. What are the important traits of the decorative paints market in India? The per capita consumption is extremely low. Most of the sale is for redecoration. The amount of paint that is used in new construction is still relatively small in India because the construction has the new construction has not still taken up to the level where you see in a lot of other developing countries like maybe Middle East, Dubai and other places. So you can still say that the majority of the sale is for redecoration. Who buys the paint in India? Well, Earlier, whenever anybody wanted to paint the house, he would take the painter to the shop, or he would take the painter to buy the paint, or he would leave it to the painting contractor. And this is how it has been for all this time. But in last 8 to 10 years, we are seeing a small change. And I think the change should get accelerated in the coming days. Nowadays, a lot of housewives prefer to go along with the painters, and they even dictate with the contractor that I want this company's products to be used. So that is why I call it DIY, buy it yourself. Of course, the very common expression used in the western part of the world is DIY, do it yourself, because of the high labor cost in a lot of developed countries. The house owner themselves take the paintbrush or the paint roller in their hands and carry out the painting, which is not the phenomena in India, primarily because labor is still at very moderate cost, and people still consider below dignity to take the paintbrush or the paint roller in their hands